Yeah, man, we give it whiteticket.com. Well, the film I'm going to talk about right now is called Nickel Boys. Now, this is directed by RaMell Ross. And I will admit, I think this is one of the best directors for this year as far as a film is concerned. And I feel that this is the best film of the year. Well, why is that? Why I saw this film, so why do I say that about this film? Well, let me tell you a little bit about this film. First of all, this stars Eaton Herisse, Brandon Wilson, Fred Heckiner, and David Diggs, and also the fabulous Anjune Ellis-Taylor. And again, like I said, the director, RaMell Ross. Now, but the film is called Nickel Boys, and it's a adaptation of Colson Whitehead's uh, uh, prize-winning 2019 novel. And this film, wow, the technique that he used to tell a story is something very unusual, but it also is something that you will look at and say, I love the way this film is made. I love the way that it is shot, and I love the way that it tells a story. Now, this is a story about, well, abuses in a reform school in the 1960s. This story is about abuses in a reform school in the 1960s in Florida. And this is almost about a real place called the Nickel Dozier School for Boys in Florida. Boy, I tell you, the things they found out about that school. But anyway, let's talk about the film. This film talks about all those things. For example, parents can't really contact their kids, especially if they're Black. In this school, they're really separated. There's the Blacks over here, whites over there. They might attend some classes together, but that's about it. And also the approach of telling this story, man, about Elwood, played by Ethan, and Turner, played by Brandon. Well, they're so-called students. They more like prisoners because they got picked up and things like that and harassed by the police and sent there. And it really shows what they went through in this film. One of the techniques that this film uses is that how they told the story through the perspective of the characters. For example, like Elwood, he was growing up in Tallahassee, things like that. He was a good student, but civil rights struggle came along, and he was forced to adjust to that. And then police came around, sent him to this reform school. And then Ross, he's in there, and they become friends. And they talk about changing that place and things like that. But growing up in Tallahassee was not great for a young Black male or even a Black woman at that time in the 1960s. Do you realize Florida was one of the most racist states uh, at that time in the 1960s, especially for Black people? There was so much migration of Blacks leaving Florida during out that time. Not only that started in the 1930s and still to the 1960s because it was so racist. And unfortunately, today, they don't even want to teach African American history in the schools down here in Florida. I know because I'm a former teacher here in Florida, and I saw that. I couldn't believe it because I'm from the North. I'm from Chicago, and where we taught that. Down here, no, they don't want to teach it. But let's talk about the film, not about me. And it shows the abuses that these young men, but Black and white, happened to them in this reform school. But again, let's talk about RaMell Ross, how he made this cinematic adaptation come to life on a film. I feel it was the best film of the year. That's just my opinion because I am a professional film critic, and I am Al McGee here at YATicket.com. Now, this is a reformatory school, and is supposed to reform them. Oh, no, it did not. And this film will not just, you know, guide you, it would push you to look at this film, to understand what was going on, to understand the story that this film is telling you. And these actors understood this very much in this film, and they understood what they were doing as far as this film was concerned. Nickel Boys is a very good film to watch. I'm going to rate this 4 palm trees out of 4. To me, this is the best film for 2024. It's in selected theaters right now. I don't know where it's playing at as far as your city and things like that, or when it's going to come out. But try to find it and watch it on the big screen. Please watch it on the big screen, Nickel Boys. The acting, the director, the cinematography, the story is very, very great to watch. Nickel Boys, 4 palm trees from me, professional film critic Al McGee. And thanks for watching my review. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to my website, YouTube, things like that. And thank you for watching. And I really appreciate you.
This is your entertainment ticket, latest and greatest.